Since COVID, you might have been asking, why do my insurance rates keep going up and up? Well, today I want to tell you a story and paint the picture of what's been going on in the insurance industry and specifically what's been going on in Michigan. It all really starts back during COVID when we all know what happened. The world got shaken up, and especially the supply chain distributions. So when the supply chains got all messed up, the material and labor costs went up significantly. We had a 26% increase in building materials, 88% of firms experienced project delays. Asphalt, lumber, windows, drywall were all up over 10% increases. And we all know about the chip shortages when it comes to fixing your auto and getting repairs and rental cars. So with all that going on, we had a big shakeup in how we rate insurance. And with the increased cost of building materials and labor, the insurance companies had to play catch up. So traditionally, on a normal property policy, there's what's called an inflation guard baked into the policy, which increases your building or home insurance dwelling limit by 2 to 4% a year to make sure it keeps up with the rising cost of inflation. When we saw these big spikes happen over the last few years, those inflation guards weren't enough to pick up the increased cost of doing insurance business. So if I had a home that was, insured for $200 a square foot, and now the average cost to replace per square foot is $250 to $300, there's a big gap to fill there. So over the last few years, the insurance companies have been trying to do catch up by doing re-inspections and jumping their inflation guards to now on average 8 to 12%. And that's to make sure that we get enough coverage to pay out our property claims at the time of loss. So we want to make sure that we carry adequate limits of property coverage, whether it be for our business, buildings, or for our home insurance or condo, whatever it may be. We want to make sure that we're covered for enough property to pay out a total loss if that were to come. So that was the first big jump. And over the last few years, the insurance companies have been doing this by recalculating replacement costs, estimates, going out and doing re-inspections, requiring more photos and more things for us to prove as agents, as insureds, to make sure that we're covering ourselves for the proper amount. Now, as that was all happening, we've had a severe increase in severe weather. So just some stats here over the past 5 years, $18 billion on average a year the U.S. spends for climate disaster. We've seen major impacts, if you've heard on the news, with insurance companies pulling out of high-risk states like Florida and Texas. And even in Michigan here, 2022 was our highest loss ratio year for insurance in the past 5 years at 70%. And what that means is that out of every $100 that the insurance companies in Michigan are bringing in, they're paying out 70 on average. And if you look at the individual insurance companies' performances in the state, they're all combined ratios are closer to over 100 or right around 99, which means that for every dollar that they're making in premium, they're actually paying out more. So they've lost money because of the severe weather, and also because not all of the building cost and rates were picked up at the right time. So not only are we seeing an increase in rates from increasing our coverage to make sure that we're at the proper amount to combat inflation, but we're also seeing increased rates now because insurance companies have lost a lot of money. So now they're trying to combat that by raising their rates. They've already done their projects to increase your insurance to value estimates. And so now we're just in this very hard market of insurance companies, taking rate and trying to make the money back that they lost over the last few years. We're also in Michigan, and we just saw July 1st, the MCCA fee per vehicle that we all pay into to pay out medical claims on the auto insurance. That increased from $86 a vehicle to $122 a vehicle. And so what can I do as an insured to make sure that I'm going to get the best rate? One, if you're working with TDA or Kennedy Niemeyer Insurance, you're already doing a good job. Working with the independent agency who has options and different carriers that they can shop you with is a great thing for the insured and you as a client. 2, you can carry higher deductibles. If I have a $500 deductible and I have a $600 claim, sometimes it's better to pay that out of pocket so that I'm not going to lose my claims-free discount or get dinged for having a claim the next 3 to 5 years. Also, the rule of thumb is the higher the deductible, the lower your insurance premiums are. So we can take some of that premium relief from carrying a higher deductible and also push us away from making those small claims that are going to make us pay more down the line. And so we can use the higher deductible as a tool. And we're also making sure that we check for all kind of association, occupation, and student discounts. So all the insurance companies have a bunch of different discounts that they offer. So we're going through and making sure that we get all of those checked for you. And as always, you probably have heard on all the commercials, the multi-policy discount is the biggest discount that all the insurance companies offer. So if we only have an auto insurance policy with you, get that home insurance over to us and we can save you money on both policies. If you have one business policy with us and you got your work comp with your payroll company, try to get that together so we can take advantage of the multi-policy discount savings. There's a lot going on in the hard market, but the good thing is about working with Kennedy, Niemeyer, and TDA, we've been around for 25 years. We've been through markets like this. We know how to handle it, and we're here to work for you. Thank you, and always remember it's a great day at TDA.